Hari Om, Namaste everybody. Sitaram, Jai Ma, Hari Om, Tat Sat. Welcome. Today I would like to discuss the topic of presence and how our presence can be a gift. And I've set this up in a series of questions and answers and practices and quotes that will hopefully expand and give deeper understanding to this topic of mindfulness and of presence in our daily life. So the first question that I would like to address is, how might we unwrap the present moment and offer it as a precious gift of presence to those we interact with? Well, simply by taking a breath, by becoming more present with your body and with the sensations on the body, we can first of all access this present moment. And these are practices that are akin to mindfulness practices. Noticing the rising and falling of the breath as it comes in and goes out. Naturally, we're becoming more present with what is currently happening in the body. And in this way, we're giving ourselves and the moment our undivided attention. We're letting go of the past and the future, no longer playing out these stories in our mind or in the emotional body, and we're gaining an appreciation for the unfoldment of the present moment. So through this practice of mindfulness, of grounding into the body, of dropping the past, dropping the future, and just being here and noticing what is here, we are coming into this place of presence. And this is this unwrapping of the present moment. And in this way we're coming to recognize what this precious gift of presence is. So Eckhart Tolle, the author of Be Here Now, said, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life." Because thinking about the past, well, you can't change that. Thinking about the future, well, the future never comes. Worrying about the future only makes the day worse. So focus on what you can be a part of, which is every moment as it is arising and as it is. It seems like life is just full of all kinds of distractions, obligations, responsibilities, and from bills to pay, to work, to family, and all these things. And the suffering that comes up, or the distraction that comes up, is a result of playing these things in our mind more than they need to be. Wishing things were a certain way and not having them be the way you'd like. This creates suffering. This creates this agitation in the mind. And through practices like mindfulness, coming back to the breath, coming back to the sensations on the body, making a conscious effort to be generous with our attention, to truly be here and to be now. This is how we're starting to unfold this beautiful present moment. Second question, how can we practice deep listening? Well, daily meditation can definitely help. And it's available right here. And also, it can take practice to make this a default that you run every day, moment to moment. So by practicing meditation, we're cultivating patience and temperament, steadfastness. We are in meditation coming back to the seat of awareness. Thoughts come and go, and we do not engage or interact or identify with them. You just notice them coming like clouds, notice them going like clouds. But you are not those clouds. You are like the space in which they appear and which they disappear. But even that space is being observed by something. So this is akin to meditation, and through practices like saying thank you, developing an attitude of gratitude. Like when you wake up first thing in the morning, say thank you. Just thank you. Doesn't have to be to anything, anyone specifically or particular. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. And at first it might feel contrived, but it will shift the vibration ever so slightly, and eventually it will become more and more potent as you say it. You can say it out loud, and you can say it inside and or internally, silently. You could say thank you for your clothes, thank you for your food, thank you for your challenges, thank you for your family, thank you for your work, thank you for the sun, thank you for the moon, thank you for the capacity to be thankful. And just developing this attitude of gratitude changes your life and the vibration around you, which will affect others. And this is also connected to this gift of presence. By being generous in the present moment with your gratitude, we are allowing for a more beautiful interaction, a more beautiful experience in life to happen. So when we value each other's contributions to life, this is also a way to be present with people and to be generous and kind and attentive. It doesn't matter if someone worked or barely worked at all and they're happy. Instead of being jealous or upset that, I work much harder than that person and I deserve the happiness. Well, you're hurting yourself first by feeling this way. So instead, celebrate and be joyous of other people's victories and of their joy and of their happiness. And when people are suffering, feel compassion for them, feel empathy for them, regardless of why the suffering happened. Someone might keep on doing the same stupid thing again and again. And yes, in a sense, they're creating their own suffering, but so is everybody. And so developing this compassion, this kindness towards others, this is also how we're developing this quality of deep listening. And when we have no motive other than to be available for that person, this is opening into like a container that has no end, a container that has no bottom, a container that is greater than space itself, because we're not trying to manipulate the conversation into something that our small self or the ego would prefer. Instead, we're just being present. We are being presence itself. Jack Kornfield, who is a writer and mindfulness teacher, said, "The most precious gift we can offer anyone is our attention. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers." So when you can be open and spacious and aware and be present with people, it allows their presence and their spaciousness to naturally blossom and flower. What does being emotionally available mean? So Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, said, "True emotional availability means being present for others without judgment, offering a safe space for their feelings to unfold." So feelings come and go. Feelings arise, last for some time, and pass, and so do thoughts. And so if we pigeonhole people into their thoughts and emotion, we're limiting them. And those thoughts and emotions and feelings come and go, so they cannot be that. But this awareness or this spaciousness of consciousness is present at all times. So when we do not judge and we just be present for people, we allow this space and we allow for their feelings to unfold, and we allow for nature to take place. So one thing I struggle with or have challenges with sometimes is when people come to me and tell me about how they feel and that they're having a hard time. Well, my default is, how can I fix that? How can I make that person feel better? And often this isn't what the person's looking for. And in able to clarify this, we can ask what they might need or want from that conversation. You know, we can just have clear communication, and that will that's a mature way of engaging in the conversation. You know, by asking what the person wants, and maybe they want some support, maybe they just want you to listen, maybe they want suggestions, but then you will know what they actually are looking for. And overall, like the overarching theme of this conversation, just being open, just listening with no alternative or ulterior motive, just not suggesting anything unless they want it, and know that simply by expressing your thoughts and feelings, this can be enough. Why does being of service matter? Well, being of service matter because when you help someone, or when you offer a supportive environment, it simply just feels better. When we understand that the dependent origination or co-arising and what that means, and how that actually means that we're all interconnected and everything's interdependent, then we understand that by helping others, we're actually helping ourselves. So being of service isn't that you're helping others. Being of service means that you're actually helping the one, which is yourself. Everything is connected, everything is interdependent. Nothing can be there without support of other aggregates or other factors. Every thought, every emotion is there because of countless other things that happen to make it arise. Every object in the phenomenon universe is there due to countless aggregates or things contributing to it being there. So what I'm getting at is that through recognizing of this, we see that all things, although there's a multitude, an infinite multitude of things, they're all connected. So in a sense, they're all one. So by helping someone that appears to be different from you, you are actually helping yourself. Neem Kroli Baba Maharaji, an Indian saint of the Himalaya and guru to many, says the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. How can we improve the quality of the world we live in? Well, make an effort. This takes an effort. We need to cultivate sympathy to those who are suffering, regardless of why. Celebrate people's strengths and victories instead of being jealous. Express patience, as we never know what other people are going for or going through. So to try to improve the quality of the world we live in, it's small things can make a big difference. Every single person is a world, you know, because if you don't feel good, well, your whole day, the whole world is horrible. But if you feel good, the whole world seems wonderful. So by affecting each person in small ways, you can actually transform the world and make it a better place. Rabbi Simon Jacobs, author of the best-selling book Towards a Meaningful Life and founding dean of the Meaningful Life Center, said, "Tend the garden of life with love and compassion, nurturing the seeds of connection that bloom into beautiful relationships." So he has this beautiful analogy that he shares often, and he talks about life like it's a garden, and every single relationship you have is like flowers or plants in that garden. And the idea is that you are leaving each person feeling better than you found them. So each plant, you tend it, you make sure it's watered, it's pruned, it's taken care of, and in that way it can unfold and truly express its natural beauty. And we can do that with our relationships. when we tend the garden of life with love and compassion, nurturing the seeds of connection that bloom into beautiful relationships. So just by being loving and compassionate and being open to this connection, life unfolds in a much more beautiful and meaningful way. When we are tired and at the end of our rope, how do we honor ourselves and not harm others? This is a big one that I'm learning personally right now, and it has to do with boundaries. Ideally, I'd be available to everybody at all times and just be my highest, most compassionate, patient, loving, kind self. And the truth of the matter is sometimes I'm completely exhausted and I have no time for anyone, or it feels like I don't, or I can't show up in that highest expression of myself. And so we have to have boundaries, and clear communication is important. So when you notice this happening, when you develop this self-awareness to notice my energy levels are low, my emotional availability is low, we recognize the need for boundaries and we learn to say no. We don't need to over-explain ourselves. And most of all, we need to be patient with ourselves and with others, and tell people, today I don't feel good and it's okay, or today I feel low energy and I just need a little bit of space today, and if I feel, and don't think that I'm upset with you, it's just because I have low energy today, so I need to be quiet today, or whatever you need to do to take care of yourself in those moments. The hardest or the most challenging time for me is when I'm at work and I'm in a management position. So when I'm not feeling my best self, I still have to be there, and people are around me and they're engaging with me, and I want to be fully present. I want to be kind. I want to be patient. I want to be present for them. And if I feel like I can't do that, then it's upsetting to me. So lately I've been just practicing, I'll tell the team, I'll go hey guys, today I just feel a little off, and I'm going to be here as present as I can, but if I seem distant or something seems off, it's not you, it's just something I'm going through, and it's okay. It's like being okay with feeling sad, being okay with feeling depressed, feeling okay with not feeling okay. You don't have to be happy all the time. And that being said, though, it is important to practice self-care to prevent burnout and to rejuvenate yourself if you have come to the end of your wick, so to speak. So it's self-care and maintenance of yourself, of your body, of your mind, of your emotions, of your spirit is very important. So Gabor Mate, a renowned addiction expert, speaker and author who is sought after for his expertise on trauma, addiction, stress, and childhood development, said that healthy boundaries are essential for genuine connection, allowing us to be close to others without losing ourselves. So if you're always trying to be available for others and always trying to be that good person, chances are you might lose yourself. So sometimes you have to create healthy boundaries with clear communication, and in order to come back to yourself, in order for you to come back to the wellspring of your true self and access that love, access that patience, access that self-care, and then we can come back into the connection in the world around us with greater awareness and greater love and greater presence. Finally, what role does awareness or emptiness play in this gift of deep listening and presence? So this is really the crux of the whole thing, is this quality of awareness. And awareness and emptiness, or non-duality, true self, deep listening, and presence are so intimately connected that they're essentially not separate. So by understanding the interconnected nature of reality, we create space for greater awareness. When we're so identified with our small self and with the likes and dislikes and pleasures and pains of life, and we just get so caught up in this little world of me, my, I, and we forget that everything is interconnected. Everything is connected. Not one thing happens that the whole entire world in some way isn't a part of. This practice in itself creates deeper awareness, and it creates this merit, this development of wisdom and clarity of nature as it actually is. When we develop the awareness of emptiness and of the non-fixed, non-independent nature of all things, we no longer grasp or push away what is. So when we understand experientially that all things are interconnected, nothing exists independently on its own, we slowly start to release our grasp and our reaching after things and our avoidance of things. Instead, we become much more tolerant and much more patient and much more present with what is, with the current moment. Dropping attachment to the idea of fixed notions creates clarity and wisdom. So when we're so fixed on things and we think that it's just the way it is, that creates suffering. And the good news is even that too will pass, because nothing is fixed, nothing is permanent forever. No thing is permanent forever. So Shunryu Suzuki, founder of the San Francisco Zen Center and who was fundamental in establishing Buddhist practice in the West, said, "In the emptiness of our minds, we can find true awareness. Let go of attachments and expectations to experience profound clarity." So with that all being said, I think we have addressed how we can make the present moment a gift of presence to those who we are engaging with and to ourselves. I hope this has contributed in some way to a greater understanding, a greater sense of peace, of awareness, of presence, of mindfulness in your life and your practice. Hari Om, Namaste, Tat Sat, Jai Ma, Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for listening.